Walk through some corrections in a week 6 individual assignment. The first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my headings of my list table are copied. I'll do select and Control C, or you can right click copy. And then I'm going to make sure that they are copied exactly the same. In this particular assignment, actually, these headings were not the same. There were some spaces after the div in division and the number, and because they were off, they weren't identical, and that poses problems. All of these names need to be 100% exactly the same. That means spaces, any dots, periods. The problem in this original assignment is there were some extra spaces here that were not in the original table, and that will create a problem. And now next I am going to do my data extraction. Now your ribbon will look a little different than mine, but on the data tab, you'll locate your sort and filter. So locate the filter, advanced filter. I'm going to select the radio button to copy to another location. My list range is simply copying from row 9, so A9, all the way through J22. On my criteria range, that's simply selecting A2 all the way through J3. My next range will be where I'm going to copy that information to. So I will select A25 and I'll give it a little buffer to J35. And I'll say OK. Now my data extracted is all females that are under the age of 40. What I would have done when I set up this assignment is before I did this extraction, I would want to copy, minus the criteria, just the table. And then I would copy in my criteria information and my extraction information. Again, making sure that all of these headings have been copied exactly the same. Let me show you what I mean. So let me just quickly paste them to make sure they are all exactly the same, copied over. And then I will create a sheet for each step of our assignment that we have. So I'm going to select all of this and I'm going to copy it, right click and copy. I'll add a new sheet and then I would paste that all in. And then I'll add another sheet for the step 4 of the assignment and I would paste that in. And another sheet for step 5 of the assignment and I'll paste that in. And lastly, there'll be criteria 6 for the assignment and I'll paste that in. So I have not entered any criteria, I just preset the stage to do each step of the assignment. So step 1, we've completed. In step 2, here we're looking for district 2 and district 3. So I'm looking at district 2 and I'm looking at district 3. Again, I want to make sure, which I already have, that these headings here are exactly the same here and exactly the same here. So I've entered in my criteria, and once again, I'll want to use my data tab, locate your filter tool, which in your ribbon might be a little more here in the middle of your ribbon. Go to the advanced filter, select the radio button to copy to another location. The list range, I'm going to select here A9 through J22. In the next criteria range, I will select here from A2 down to J4. And the copy to, I want to make sure I have enough room for my data, so I'll just select a big long range here so I'm sure I have that covered. And then I'll select OK. And now my results are filtered that I'm only looking at district 2 and 3. I don't have anybody with district 1 showing here, and I've filtered that out. When I look at the next step, I need to, again, I verify that I indeed copied over these headers correctly and all this information. And here we're looking for division D. And it has to be exactly the same as the D here. So this is an uppercase D. I entered in uppercase D. The district I'm looking for is District 2. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go to my filter, advanced filter, copy to another location, and my list range is this information from A2 to J22. My criteria range, I'm going to select A2 all the way from J4. And my extraction range, where I'm copying to, I'll select A25 through, say, A43, just to give a buffer there of some space, and say OK. Now my results are filtered where I'm only looking at Division D, and I'm looking at, oops, I don't know why I put District 2 there. I should have had District 2 right there. I missed that, so I can refilter that. So I shall clear that out, and I'll try filtering that again. Back to my Data tab, Filter, Advanced Filter. I'm going to re-verify my list range, and I'm going to select my criteria range here, and I'm going to select my extraction or copy to range, so I have that fully covered, and then I'll say OK. And now you can see I have only Division D and only District 2 that are extracted. And then I need to go on to the next step, step 4. And again, I will enter in my criteria where I'm looking at an age. Here, I'll put that criteria in. I'm looking for only males, and I'm looking at a quota. So you'll enter in your criteria range, and then again we'll follow through with the filter, advanced filter, and do that extraction range. So we have the list range here, just as we've done in the other steps. We have our criteria range, also selecting those headers there in row 2, and I have my copy to, or my extraction range, which I always give a nice buffer so I have enough space there, and say OK. Now what has been selected is males that are over the age of 40. So I have males over age of 40 where their quota is greater than 200,000. I would continue on and do my criteria for step 5 and enter that criteria, and my criteria for step 6, and extract that data accordingly, just as we have demonstrated here in steps 1 through 4.